What's up, guys? I hope you are having a good day. So, obviously, today is the 16th, or Monday, 16th of December, the start of a brand new week, and it's the week before Christmas. So I wanted to do a little video today, kind of a follow-on from one that I did yesterday. So last night I did a video and I was talking about how I didn't think it was fair that he's had to put, that he's having to perform for the cameras for other people's entertainment and for the entertainment of a load of complete random strangers on the internet. And I was very vocal about that. And yesterday I even actually posted some comments on the Adams vlog that went out last night. I was saying that I didn't think it was fair that he's had to perform for the cameras for other people's entertainment, and of course you had people people trying to say that the kids don't perform for the cameras, which they do, and anybody with an ounce of common sense would be able to see that. But of course people are always going to deny that, because that's what they do. Sadly there are these fucking lowlives out there that will deny that will keep denying things like that and will never actually admit it, And then you obviously have people who are trying to justify that. And at the end of the day, this is what really is getting me a little bit pissed off at the moment, is the fact that people are constantly trying to justify things that there is no justification for. Because at the end of the day, there are no justifications for these kids having to perform for the cameras for other people's entertainment. It doesn't matter whether they like or enjoy being filmed. I mean, especially the younger three, Mila and Jace. The younger two, Mila and Jace. They are 3 and 5 years old. Regardless of what anybody else says, at 3 and 5 years old, they should not have to like or enjoy being filmed. Especially when they're not old enough to fully understand why they're being filmed every day and what they're being filmed for. If they were old enough, at the end of the day, if they were actually old enough to understand why they're being filmed every day and what they're being filmed for, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But it's more to do with the fact that it's more to do with their level of understanding. One of the things I was saying in yesterday's vlog is that people like the iFan who are constantly trying to justify things like this need to put themselves in people like Mila and Jace's shoes and think about how they would feel if they had to put up with being filmed every day, including Christmas Day, for other people's entertainment and just for the entertainment of a lot of complete random strangers on the internet. Because I don't stop to think about how they would feel if they had to put up with that every day. And that's the thing that the iFan really need to start thinking about, is how they would feel if they were a child and they had to put up with being filmed every day, including Christmas Day, purely for the entertainment of a load of random complete strangers on the internet. I bet they wouldn't enjoy that. It's like, I bet they wouldn't enjoy that if they were kids. So why do they think that other kids should have to put up with that? It's like, it's sad. Because it's not, as I said, it's not something that any child should have to put up with, regardless of what age they are. They shouldn't have to worry about being filmed, with vlog content on Christmas Day of all days. At the end of the day, Christmas Day is a day where vlog content shouldn't be a priority. It's not something that's a necessity, it's not something that's a priority. But of course it is a priority to some people out there who, who need that content because it gets them the extra views, of course. And for some of them, it's a big, it's the vlog that kind of pulls in the most amount of views. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I see the Inhams now with the Radfords, that's gonna go down well. I mean, the Radfords, I see it coming off that the Radfords will actually get a lot of backlash for, I guess, associating with the Inhams. I mean, they're gonna get a lot of backlash for the fact that they've allowed someone like Harissa to be around their kids after what he did. Obviously that's questionable enough, the fact that you would allow somebody with his reputation around to be around your kids. Really big mistake. But he's obviously probably told them, probably fed them that lie that, fed them the lie that the allegations that were made against him weren't true. He's probably convinced that's what the case is. He's probably convinced Sue and Noel that the allegations that were made against him were never true. So they don't see an issue with it. So they obviously don't think there's an issue with him being around the kids. Because he's obviously told them that the allegations are not true. I'm assuming that's what he's told them. I can't think of any other reason why Sue and Noel would be happy to have him around their kids, unless he has told them that the allegations that were made against him weren't actually true. So that's what I think of. But it could potentially cause a lot of problems because, I can see it. There will be a lot of backlash towards the Radfords for the fact that they were associated with the Inhams, or, they were kind of friends with the Inhams. People ain't done it. There are some people who aren't going to be happy about that, it's fair to say. I mean, the problem with, at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for saying that people shouldn't be trying to justify something that there is no real justification for. At the end of the day, it's like, it's just a thing. There is no justification for the fact that these kids are having to put up with being filmed for other people's entertainment. No child should ever have to put up with that. That is one of those many things that there is no justifications for at all. The iPhone can try to justify it as much as they want. But it makes me laugh that they're actually trying to justify something that there is no justification for. And that, and at the end of the day, it makes perfect sense. I mean, what's funny, right? It's always funny how negative comments always tend to get a lot more likes than the comments from the actual iFan. And that's one of the things that has become noticeable with probably every vlog that Sarah has uploaded, is that the negative comments that are posted on the vlogs always end up actually getting way more likes than the iFan's comments do. And I just think that's really funny, or it's really kind of bizarre how how the troll comments are actually getting way more likes, than what the iFan's comments are. Some of the comments I posted yesterday, I think they were, got at least 30 to 40 likes. Which is way more likes on that comments. There are way more likes on those two comments alone than most of the iFan's comments. You can see that there's, I think I think what that shows is that people agree more with the negative comments than they do with the iFan's comments. I mean, it must get to Chris and Sarah a little bit as well, knowing that the troll comments always tend to get more likes and always tend to kind of get more attention than the comments from the actual iPhone. That probably really does rub them up the wrong way. They probably can't stand the fact that the troll comments are always getting more likes than others. They probably don't think that the troll comments should be getting more likes than, the iFan comments, but they always do. It's been, it's something that's been noticeable now for quite a while. It's that the troll comments will always get more likes than the iFan comments, and that probably rubs the iFan up the wrong way a little bit as well. Like, they probably get, they're probably not exactly happy at the fact that the troll comments are getting more likes than theirs. They're probably not exactly happy about that. I think there are people, there is one thing that can really certainly be said about, the iPhone, is like they don't have their heads any further up Chris and Sarah's backsides if they tried. Some of them need to really get their heads out Chris and Sarah's backsides, and start realising that they're not as innocent as they're made out to be. This is what is really winding me up, is the fact that people like Chris and Sarah are constantly being made out to be completely innocent. The iFam, that's what the iFam seem to think. The iFam seem to think that the Inhams are 100% completely innocent. But they're not. And I don't care if the iFam can't see that, but we all know that the Inhams are not 100% innocent. Nobody, no one is 100%. There isn't. I don't think there's a single person out there who can say that they're 100% innocent. I honestly don't think that. I honestly don't think there was anybody out there who could say that, who could actually say they are 100% innocent. I would be shocked if there was. I would be shocked if there was someone out there who could say that they were 100% innocent and they'd never done anything wrong in their lifetime. The Inhams certainly, I'll say that with the Inhams. I'm not going to apologise for any comments I've ever made about them. Well, maybe some of them were a little bit unnecessary, but, as far as I'm concerned, I stand by a lot of what I've said in previous videos about them. I'm not going to change my opinion. It feels like that's what some people are trying to, like the iFam are trying to get us to do. It feels like the iFam are always trying to get people to change their opinions, but they're not, despite no matter what the iFam say or do, nobody is going to change their opinion. People know, people see what they see and will see what they see. People know what they see, and what they see is 6 kids that are basically being exploited. Well, 5 kids and one young adult who have basically been exploited, and have already had most of their childhoods exploited for money, for views. And if people think that there's any justification for that, then I'm shocked. Because no matter what people say about things like this, there is no justification for it. There is not a single justification for what any of these family vloggers are doing. For the fact that there is no justification for the fact that these family vloggers are basically making money off of their kids and are exploiting their kids in such a substantial way. There was never going to be any justification for that. People are trying to justify it all they want, but they're actually making themselves look incredibly stupid and incredibly shameful and pathetic by trying to justify that. I'm not going to have people coming at me telling me that the kids don't perform for the cameras, because they do. The kids do perform for the cameras. I don't give a shit if people can't see that. It actually winds me up when people keep saying, "Oh, they don't perform for the cameras." Yes, they bloody do. That's the only life those kids have ever known. It's a life that revolves around performing for the cameras, for other people's entertainment, for the entertainment of a load of complete random fucking strangers on the internet. That's not a life that any child should have to live. No child should ever have to live a life where they're having to perform for the cameras every single fucking day in and fucking day out, for other people's entertainment. For the entertainment of a load of fucking complete random, thousands of complete random strangers on the internet. Especially when they're not even old enough to understand why they're being filmed every day or what they're even being filmed for. You know, I mean, Jason Miller are actually old enough to, are actually at an age where they have more of an understanding of why they're being filmed every day and what they're being filmed for, I would say fair enough. But they should not be being filmed for social media at an age when they're not even able to understand why they're being filmed every day or what they're being filmed for. I'm not going to apologise for saying that they should not have to put up with that. If that, if people think that I'm being unfair for saying that, then so be it. I don't really give a damn. I don't really care less what people think about that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It doesn't bother. I don't care if people think I'm being unfair, as I know I'm not. I know that what I'm saying is right. Everything I've said in this video and in my video I did yesterday was spot on the money. So that's all I've got to say on this. I hope you enjoyed this little video and I'll see you for another one soon. Bye bye.